Yes, graduates, welcome to Hard Talk Podcast with HTK. Fasten your seatbelts.
Hey, users and subscribers, welcome back to another episode of Hard Talk with HTK. We have a lot of stories to cover today, so make sure you grab your wine, you grab your little snacks, sit down, and let us go down in it. Yes, first we're going to start with politics though, because I came across a video today that enraged me. Listen, when this was sent to me, I had to really take it in to figure out what was going on. And when I learned of the injustice behind these actions and the fact that this was a normal practice in Guyana, I could not for the life of me understand how it is that the current government can sit back and see this social, political, and economical inequality and do nothing about it. So, before I go into my response to this or my analysis, let me first play the video that pissed me right off. Take a look.
Good morning, people. Watch. We working right there. Ronaldo Alfonso, the president of the Gold and Diamond Miners Association. Raiding we land. Watch us go on, man. Watch us go on, man. One knock. Marvis Halliman. Watch. How the confused. Watch. Watch. Watch Ronaldo Alfonso. Watch. Watch Ronaldo excavator here. Watch the police going, watch. Shoot his, the crank is gone. The crank is gone.
You making it bad for Ronaldo? Yeah, you can't walk here, bro.
Just do what you gotta do.
You cannot walk here.
But you stop me when you go there.
But try to think with him what you do to me.
Marvis, no, it's not cast for them.
Are you only got stupid? You don't knock me with a fucking gun when I tell me what to know? Yeah?
Watch it.
Try to think with you what you do. You can't come for me. Come here, come for me.
No,
I'm there right there.
Marvis, let me go.
Marvin, don't
Let me
get
go and call the minister. The crank is gone.
What if I stupid? You cracking up on a man and said, man,
The man on
You know.
This come out from this.
Come on,
This is our land.
Come on, Poland. Come on, Poland, man. What this man is threatening? Look at my chatting me. That's the banner here, no.
You call a gun.
Innocent man. What?
I don't concern what you say.
This man, you know what? Look,
Violence.
look,
You crack your gun.
Hold this.
Nobody not close to you.
Where you ready them?
Brain you range, Marvis.
No, hold this, man. Let me read it out.
Bring your ranger.
That's not Alfonso. Hold this, you're throwing this for me. What?
I need to bring your ranger.
People, I
But you
want
crank
to
your
see.
gun. You crank. I not there in the front. Watch this man. He crank his gun. No, everybody on arm here.
What?
He crank his
I come
gun.
and tell them that that
He crank his gun. He crank his gun. He crank
This
his
is
gun.
the banner. This is the same banner. I come to you peacefully answer, man. I said, brother, where you're walking, the 300 feet from here to there is real land. You understand? He come.
Nobody let them.
What?
Anybody rush into you?
You checking me?
Anybody.
Come now.
Marvis,
You only play your
now watch it,
You want
man.
to play like foolish?
foolish. Come.
Every dog, I walk
All
with
right,
God.
come.
I walk with God.
You only play your foolish.
I walk with
Watch,
God.
watch.
Go. Leave me go.
Let me go.
That's good enough.
There we go.
Now, did my ears deceive me, or was that a warning shot that was fired on their own land against them? in defense of the Alfonsos mining on their property? Now, this was shared by T. Mohammed's page. And according to T. Mohammed, the Alfonsos are allowed to act with impunity and are terrorizing gold miners in Region 7. Wynne condemns the ongoing lawlessness being allowed to continue for years on end, where billionaire Alfonso and his sons Ronaldo and Andron, financiers of the PPP and close friends to the president, have been allowed to do as they please, bullying people without consequences. Alfonso's hired gunmen are terrorizing small gold miners who legitimately own lands, and the police are ignoring their calls for help. Despite a court order shown in the video by a miner in Toro Paru Backdam that restrains the Alfonsos from occupying these lands, they completely defy the law due to their connections to those in power. The truth is simple. Guyana has descended to a cowboy state where those with political connections and money override justice. Ordinary Guyanese are denied their right to work and operate in peace when the rich and powerful covet what they possess. Human rights bodies must step forward and condemn such behavior. Ideally, we would call on the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, GGMC. But when the governmental body with oversight of miners is named in the corrupt dealings of the large gold miners taking advantage of others, it seems useless to call on such an organization for help. Will this be Guyana's operating model for the next 5 years? Are those connected to power going to be allowed to do as they wish, unchecked and unpunished? The Alfonsos should not be allowed to have armed pseudo-military men intimidate miners. Wynne demands an immediate end to this injustice. We call on the Minister of Natural Resources and the Minister of Home Affairs to address this matter and ensure strict enforcement of court orders protecting the miners. Now, this is just the heights of madness, because how you own your own land where you are doing your mining, and because the Alfonsos catch wind of the fact that there is gold on your land, they then raid it and decide to take control of your resource. In effect, what these people are doing is they are stopping small miners from garnering generational wealth, from reaping the benefits of the soil that they actually own. This is theft of the highest order. You can't just usurp somebody's property, which is defined by law as theirs, and then go unchecked and unpunished. Now, it's not the first time that the Alfonsos have been called out for their cruel business practices. Take a look at this status that was made in August. So according to the status on Facebook by one Terence Campbell, at Charity, Alfonso was so troubled by the presence of APNU, he immediately called the police to stop us sharing our message. The person then tagged ExxonMobil Guyana to know that your partners in business with the Vreed and Hoop shorebase are taking actions to stifle democracy. Now, I'm going to play for you the videos that were attached. And many are going to argue that, listen, you are camping outside of the man's business place. That is disruptive in itself and disrespectful. Therefore, he has every right to have you removed. But protesting is a human right. This is something that civilians have used for years in order to draw attention to injustices in society. Guyana is of no exemption to this. Every human being has a right to protest, and I should add, peaceful protest. So let us listen to the two videos that he attached to his status.
Officer Wilson. No, man, don't turn from me, man. No. Listen, I am telling you guys that I will ask the guys to move if we could see a survey plan showing that they are not on the reserve. Because from the looks of it, they are on the reserve, and Alfonso is stifling democracy in this country. And I want ExxonMobil his partners in the breeding hoop show base to understand this is what he's doing. But I will ask the guys to move if Officer Wilson's throwing me his back. So I will ask them to move if you guys can show me a survey plan that we are on Alfonsos property.
Feeling the oil money in your pockets? Are you getting the oil money in your pocket? We have got to change the situation in this country. Now they are coming round after 5 years of doing nothing for you, other than a little crumbs here, a little crumbs there. But they're coming around to beg you for your votes. They're bad, I could tell you, Charity. They're really, really bad. They know.
Now bear in mind that Ronaldo Alfonso is the president of the Ghana Gold and Diamond Miners Association, who, along with the GGDMA, is supposed to support and provide assistance to small miners in Ghana. Their aim is to help small miners restart their operations, acquire equipment, and navigate industry challenges, fostering the growth of the mining sector. So if they themselves are exploiting small miners, who can small miners turn to for help? It almost seems like fighting a losing battle. Them a use bad man tactics, going on the people with guns and bullets. How can they stand up to these people with that kind of brute force being executed by those in power? Ronaldo Alfonso is by himself a prominent gold miner and is supposed to be an advocate for the mining industry. How is he allowing these gunmen to terrorize these small miners? It is clear that he is a strong PPP advocate and supporter. He even backed the president for his second term. So we all know that politically he is in the back pocket of the president of the country. These connections means that the ordinary man in the streets cannot survive fighting against such an individual. In essence, they will be fighting against an institution that could crush them politically and economically. Now, I'm going to share with you something that is so dramatically ironic, it isn't funny. As you guys know, recently, President Dr. Irfan Ali spoke about Ghana's border controversy with Venezuela at the UN high-level general debate on Wednesday. He lamented that the Spanish-speaking nation's act of aggression towards Ghana was an invasion of human rights. Now, here he is protecting international borders, when in Guyana itself, there is a fight for territory where gold is concerned and a lack of concern for the citizens and the injustices that they're being meted out under the powers of people who are supposed to be PPP advocates and supporters, and those who are established within high-ranking positions to actually protect them from such exploitation. So, listen to what Dr. Ali had to say, and tell me if you do not see the blatant double standard hypocrisy that has come out of this speech.
We have endured repeated threats and aggression from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. The territorial controversy between our states is now before the International Court of Justice, which has twice reaffirmed its jurisdiction and which in 2023 issued provisional measures ordering Venezuela to refrain from altering the status quo. Yet, Venezuela persists with unilateral laws and threats of annexation, flagrantly violating international law, the UN Charter, and the very principles that sustain global order. If the rights of a small state can be trampled upon and legally binding orders ignored, what protection remains for any nation under international law? Yet, Guyana continues to repose confidence in international law.
Now, if you recall, in the last video, we spoke about the missing money from GCOM. It has now been revealed that one such employee who has been charged with larceny by clerk or servants has been remanded to prison. This GCOM employee is Dikimbi Gittins, a 30-year-old assistant accountant of Underneming, Parfait Harmony, West Bank, Demerara. This person was arrested on Monday, the 22nd of September 2025, and charged for committing the offence, which was larceny by clerk or servant, contrary to Section 184 of the Criminal Law Offences Act, Chapter 801, committed on the Guyana Elections Commission, GCOM. He appeared today in court at the Georgetown Magistrates before Her Worship Magistrate Fabio Azor, where the charge was read to him. He was not required to plead. Bail was refused and the matter was adjourned to the 15th of October 2025 for report. Gittins is accused of stealing a little over $5 million from the GCOM Secretariat at Barrack and Fort Streets, Kingston, Georgetown, sometime between the 15th and 16th of September 2025. What a shame, what an embarrassment. What an embarrassment. You know what I find interesting though? How quickly they catch the thieves when the thieves are black. Quickly they catch the thieves and the thieves are black because y'all can't get away with it, you know. No. Whereas the likes of the Alfonsos can get away with thieving people and y'all can't get away with thieving money. Big money at that from a government agency. That was a very foolish move, my brother. Very, very foolish move. You understand? So, you know, I wonder if, and I am not justifying him, if he was in cahoots with anybody else. Listen, start to sing like a canary. Don't go down by yourself. Take everybody and the kitchen sink down with you. Yes, that's what I say. Because you're just going to be there as a sacrificial lamb and they're not going to have any mercy on you. Come October, you're going to get a ratty sentence in your... I'm telling you, they're going to clap you with it. Throw the whole book at you. So anyway, you have to wonder though, what could have led to such a silly move to take that amount of money from a government agency and think that you can go undiscovered. It is one thing to be trusted as a black man to handle the accounting of a government agency. It's another thing to think that they are not watching you very, very closely and even tempting you to do wrong so they can get rid of you and replace you. Tutu's the next accountant is going to be Indian. Ha! And PPP supporter too. Watch and see. Not that it's a racial thing. Where I'm concerned, it doesn't matter if it's an Indian or a black as long as you are well reputed and you are qualified for the job. But I'm just looking at the general trend in Guyana right now and who they prefer to be in positions of power, particularly the PPP, who the PPP prefer to be in positions of power. And it does look very racial from where I'm standing. Anyway, let us move on to this bangarang. Boy, I tell you, they come for this lady hard. According to this post on Facebook by Ricardo Scarce, it says, Amanza Walton Desir, Forward Guyana Movement, you have taken an interesting stance as a victim of the abuses of men to distract from what happened today when grave matters were brought before yourself, Nigel London, Eliakim, and Dorwayne Bess, the leaders of the Forward Guyana Coalition. Contrary to what you claim to do, you have chosen to bring the coalition's business on Facebook to score some cheap points, which you are sure to lose tomorrow when I reveal the position you have chosen to control and what led to the message below. I did not peg you to be an ignorant woman, but it appears you couldn't even read the message that was sent. What you are trying to twist into a threat was actually a last call for you to reconcile your position if you are to lead Vpac in the coalition, based on my observations, before we take steps to segregate ourselves from you given the said position. Tomorrow, please be prepared to explain the position you have now publicly defended, not to me, but to all the people of Guyana who you claim to serve. Yes, my love. So that is what he put out, right? And to make matters more interesting, We even had a post that was done by Vpac itself. He even went as far as to tag Amanza Walton Desir in the actual post itself. I don't know who or why it is that Ricardo is so hell-bent on tearing down this lady, but I suppose she took his seat. Because we all know it's a seat war. This is a seat war. Yes, man, a seat war. So anyway, Vpac Ghana had this to say. Amanza Walton Desir exposed for her bullying, dishonesty, opportunism, and betrayals. Yesterday, Amanza Walton Desir proved beyond doubt that she's unfit to speak of inclusivity while practicing the very politics of division she pretends to condemn. Politics is often called a dirty game, and Walton Desir has shown herself to be one of the dirtiest players. The Forward Ghana movement, FGM, was built on the principles of trust, collective governance, and the absolute rejection of racial hostility, among other key tenets. Vpac entered the coalition in good faith, knowing that no single party in the coalition could win on its own. The agreement was simple. The parliamentary seats secured by our combined mandates would be rotated equally among the three partners. That was our pact. Walton Desir tore up that pact the moment it suited her. Instead of honoring the deal, she anointed herself the sole power broker, keeping 60% of the seat for herself and handing 40% to Nigel London. Vpac, which fought alongside them and helped win that mandate, was cut out entirely. That is not leadership, that is theft. But betrayal of trust was only the beginning. When a Vpac member pressed the coalition leader to denounce a blatantly racist public statement, Walton Desir and London refused. London deflected. Walton Desir went silent. And when pressed to answer directly whether they condoned racism, Walton Desir chose the coward's path and went live on Facebook, fabricating a story that Vpac had threatened her. That was a lie, a deliberate malicious lie. No threats were made. Vpac demanded only an answer. Do you condone racism, yes or no? Rather than face the truth, Walton Desir weaponized her gender, crying victimhood and pretending that being held accountable was an attack on a woman. That is disgraceful. It is not courage, it is manipulation. For months, Vpac supported Walton Desir as a female leader. We never demanded the prime ministerial slot. We defended her publicly. Yet behind closed doors, she bullied partners, sidelined allies, and treated the coalition as her personal property. Now, when caught red-handed, refusing to confront racism, she hides behind her skirt and plays the victim. That is not leadership, it is a cowardice dressed up as feminism. Walton Desir cannot rewrite the truth. She cannot sell betrayal as leadership. She cannot silence her partners by twisting their words into threats. What she has shown is that her loyalty is not to principle, not to inclusion, and not to the people, but to herself alone. The whispers are no longer whispers. They are shouts in broad daylight. Amanza Walton Desir has bullied her way through this coalition, lied to the public, and abandoned every principle she once claimed to stand for. Vpac will not be a pawn in her charade. The parliamentary seat belongs to the collective. It was won by three parties, not by Walton Desir, the individual. Vpac will fight for its rightful share of representation. We will not apologize for demanding honesty, inclusivity, and real leadership. And to be sure, we will not condone racism by anyone publicly or privately, whether by junior staff or senior leadership. Amanza Walton Desir cannot hide behind gender when called to account. She cannot hide behind Nigel London's excuses, and she cannot hide from the truth. She has been exposed for her bullying, her dishonesty, her opportunism, and her betrayal. What a bloody mouthful. That was a lot said, wasn't it? So yeah, Vpac's not very happy at all with Amanza. Just in case you are wanting to hear what Amanza had to say, we're going to play a clip of her live that she did, and then I'm going to show you the actual screenshots of the threat that was sent to Amanza.
Anybody who knows me knows that I have always had the mindset, even when I was with the PNC, that if you have ongoing issues to be resolved within your party, within you do it privately. But let me say this very, very clearly. Today, a line has been crossed, and I am not going to hold myself out as an advocate for women and the defense of women and remain silent on this. So my approach has always been to be quiet, to be respectful. Now, as a lot of you know, Forward Guyana, as has been ordained, will decide who will be the has an important vote. Stabrook News carried an article explaining that we have an important vote as it relates to the chairmanship of Region 4, of Region 10, etc. I want to make something very, very clear to all and sundry. I will always make every effort to reconcile private and internal businesses privately, but I will not tolerate threats. And so to the young man who went into my WhatsApp and sent me a message that reads that I must, Amanza, I am giving you one last chance to reconcile with Vpac or else. I want to be very clear that I do not take threat and bullying. He knows himself, and that is the last bit of grace that I will offer him. We have women who are being murdered, abused, disrespected. The level of disrespect that we as women had to tolerate in the life of the last assembly. People telling women that you need dildo, etc., etc. I'm not going to tolerate it, sir. So I want to be very, very clear about something. You're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to bully me. You're not going to threaten me. Because I don't take bullying. I'm a very proud descendant of a generation of people who have served this country, who served with distinction. And as a woman in leadership, you do not call me or get into my inbox because you cannot have your way and issue ultimatums that you will burn this bridge. And I take it very personally because the symbol for Forward Guyana is a bridge. So I want to be very clear. Too many of our women are being lost to abuse and to bullying and to intimidation. And you see me as a female leader and you believe that you could come and you could threaten me. I do not take threats. And neither am I going to be intimidated. So I want to make that very, very clear. Now, we have serious business to do. This next parliament is going to be exceedingly important. Exceedingly important. Because for the first time, you have a configuration that you've not had before. You have people in leadership in leadership in the National Assembly that do not have the necessary experience, etc. So this is an important time. So do not believe, and I'm not going to be addressing this again, do not believe that because I am female that you could talk to me anyhow and you could bully and intimidate me. No. No. That stops here and now. You will respect us, you will speak to us properly, and you will understand that when as women leaders we make decisions, those decisions are made. This attitude that you can intimidate women, and if you shout at women enough, they'll sit down and be quiet, it does not obtain here. The PPP can't try it with me, the PNC could not have tried it with me, and none of you are going to be able to do it with me. And I want that to be very clear. The days of bullying female leaders, the days of bullying women, the days of believing that you could say whatever you want, in whatever tone you want, and women must kowtow, it is done, it is over with. So all of y'all being put on notice, and whatever nonsense you have to say, you run out. Listen, the internet streets are wide. You flick out there and you say what you have to say. As for me, I will be focusing on the work of the people. If you want to pompous yourself and go out there and run there with ego, I have no time for that. Forward Guyana is about the business of the people. and the people are going to be ably represented.
Please, listen. You are, and I want the world to hear when I say this, please. In the history of our country, there has never been a female, I'm not speaking to ethnicity here yet, there's never been a female who has been the leader of a political movement or party and has ever contested in an election and would have gained even one seat. Never has it happened. Who has formed the party, the founding leader of a movement, entered into election, and has gained the seat. I know of no other. Not a billionaire, you're not a billionaire. You weren't sharing gifts and presents out. So I'm trying to understand with as much calmness as I can. As a man who has publicly referred to you as my sister, and that's how I see you in my essentially apparently has another chance named Amanza. Don't say who, but how can any human being think that they can issue a threat to you at this time, that you have one last chance to make it right with anybody? I know I came on your broadcast, please, I don't normally intrude like this, but have mercy on me. Because I issued a warning throughout the campaign, my sister. And the PPP, the PNC, APNU, WIN, ALP, AFC, all did well. I told them before it started, don't play around with my family, which includes you. Do not play around with my sister, my family, anybody who concerns me. Now, you can say what you want about me, no problem, but do not cross that line. Amanza, when it comes to protection of females, my life is laid down if it has to be. More so a female who concerns me. So for you to have to come at this screen, I'm at work, as you can see, please forgive me, but I'm at work. And for me to hear you have to speak to this. As a female, I have a problem with any man who tells you you have one last chance to do anything.
I'm going to say this. I don't think that they expected Ananza to have the testicular fortitude to step forward on social media and declare what they have done. Because when I took a look at the actual text message that was sent, now let me put it up on screen for you to have a look for yourself. I was like, but hold on. That reads like a threat to me. So let me read it for you. As you can see here, it's clearly a conversation via WhatsApp or so that's being had with Amanza Walton Desir. Now, there is a voice call to which there was no answer. Then there was a forward of several messages. Now, this was difficult to actually read on Facebook because it was so tiny. But the beauty of technology and my damn computer, I can really zoom in to this conversation. So it includes here messages from Nigel, which says, good morning at Nigel. Not sure if the person who made the post above is from your camp. Please confirm. Then there's greetings to the poster, which is Rico Scarce. My camp, what meaning is implied by or applied to your use of this term? That's from Nigel. So, this Rico person had messaged Nigel first. And I don't know what he means by that. So anyway, after that, there is a response. I've seen posts and comments from the same individual about Indo-Guyanese that are either hateful or racist. So Nigel then says, actually, it was directed at Nigel. I'm bringing this to the leadership's attention because I do not subscribe to racism or hate, a position I thought FGM shared. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. And then they shared a Facebook post, which was one that was supposed to be against Indo-Guyanese people. So they're saying his most recent rant about Cooley and, other such things, right? So it then goes on. There's something about Charlie Kirk, right? But basically saying, speak to the individual. I condone Charlie Kirk being condemned for saying that. I and my ancestors do not deserve reparation. Until then, carry on. You do not and cannot feel what I do when a white man says that I do not deserve reparative justice. I don't know who that was from, but yeah, I stand with whoever says that, because that comment by Charlie Kirk was madness. They gave the reparations to the Jews, so why not give it to those of us who suffered as a result of slavery? But anyway, let's carry on and not get distracted. So Nigel then says, now you are going where I expect you to. I have been quite pellucid. The next step would be to screenshot this and accuse. Then a response from the poster, at Nigel, you are making wild accusations. Why would you be afraid of what I would do if you are supporting hate and blah, 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 blah. So he's basically giving some evidence here about the fact that they're asking them to stand up against this racism towards Indo-Caribbean people, or Indo-Guyanese, I should say. So underneath this is the commentary from towards Amanza. It says, hi, Amanza, I'm giving you one last chance to reconcile with Vpac before I burn this bridge. I'm sorry, but this sounds like a threat. However you may want to take it. It could be burn this bridge in terms of never speak to her again. Okay. That's not what you're defending, meaning that you're going to pull away from working alongside her, and in turn, Vpac's going to work against her. But burning this bridge is a very heavily loaded term. And when you say something like that, you will trigger all kinds of things in that recipient's head. The receiver of the message is going to be thinking, what do you mean by burn this bridge? Now, you're using very volatile words as a metaphor that can have multiple meanings. It is indeed a threat for her to actually either be silenced or be forced to communicate with you. This is not a move of diplomacy. It's an aggressive move. It may be passive aggressive, but it's still an aggressive and confrontational move. Now, I don't know if this is on the basis of gender, which is how Amanza has taken it. But I do believe that even if she was a man, you would have probably taken that stance. But interestingly, you have not directed this kind of attitude towards Nigel, who you were pleading with to actually make a statement against racism. You chose to use this kind of hostile language to Amanza. The difference between Amanza and Nigel being that Amanza is a female. Therefore, it does lead to the question, or lend itself to the question, did you do this to Amanza because she's female and you consider her to be the weaker sex and therefore easier to intimidate? So yes, I can see where Amanza is coming from. I think that because you were called out on your bull, Vpac, you have stepped forward to twist all kinds of narratives to say things. Now, does it take away from the fact that you were probably promised seats that you never got? Me no know. Me not get involved in that bangarang. That's a between uno. So if she did that, y'all sort it out. But this kind of mess is very unprofessional. Yeah, keep it moving and focus on what the people of Guyana needs. All right, we're going to move on to the next part. Hi, hello. You guys couldn't tell me that these scrapes were Guyanese. I'm sure by now you have seen this viral video about these two teenagers and the assault that took place on a bus. I think it's in America this situation to take place, yeah. And it was quite crazy watching these people attack somebody on a bus, which I think it's somebody who was bullying them or bullying the girl or whatever. But rumor has it that they are actually Guyanese kids, right? So people seem to recognize them. I don't know. Maybe I've heard people in the comments saying that they're from Berbice. People, I am not going to claim this as fact, but this is the commentary of one such person who says, listen, this is Fiwi own Pitney from Guyana. Take a listen.
Mouth open, story jump out. Okay? These two children is Guyanese. Alright? I know that I could watch these children and I could see we know we children. Okay? Somebody comment underneath my post because it's like hurt, they get their feelings hurt. And they say, oh, let's not assume. They could be from Bangladesh. What shit you telling me at all? I could watch these children and I could see the passion in them. Warish, ignore. And it ain't got nothing to do with race neither. Okay? It's something about that Caribbean sun. The only thing we didn't know is which part of the Caribbean they really come from, and we didn't want to assume. But between all of we content creators, we narrow it down to either Trinidad or Guyana. Why do we have to claim them? Okay? But we couldn't call the wrong country, because if we would have called the wrong country and they didn't belong to the country, it's because we would have get cussed. Okay? So we had to wait for the internet investigators to do their job. And they come and they comment underneath all of the platforms and they confirm without a doubt that both of them is Guyanese. Okay? We know their names. We know their parents' name. We know what school they go to. And you see how these children just get you in a story? You just that good minding your business. You will know nothing. You will know what's going on. Next thing, people sending you video, tagging your video and all kind of thing. And you got to that costing people for tea, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For a child who you would die for. All right? But I don't want to cause the most stress and confusion for the parents. Okay? So I come for offer a solution. We're going to deal with this thing as a nation. As the entire cooperative Republic of Guyana. We're going to get to the bottom of this thing. All right? And we're going to deal with them how we parents used to deal with we. Okay? All right. So automatically, JetBlue has a non-stop flight leaving JFK tomorrow at 4 o'clock p.m. and touching down at Cherry Jagan at 5:46 p.m. for just a 200 US. Okay? It's time for them to catch house. Send that backside back to Guyana. All right? The one with the too long plat, let you go and put two bow and berets inside the hair. Let them put on a school uniform. All right? I'm free tomorrow. If y'all need me for drop them to the airport, just DM me. But you see the one with the cutlass? Tell you don't bring the shit inside of my vehicle, eh? Because I'm mad now, darling. I little thought he can't one make it. Y'all would got to pick you up at Jamaica Hospital.
Hey. No, don't bring Jamaica into this. We have enough madness to deal with, you understand? Speaking of madness, so Melly Mel has had to come forward to defend Sabina. Listen, I've been trying to stay out of this coolie mess for a long time. I've ignored everything as much as I possibly can. However, this one kind of drew my attention because now all of this arguing between, Guyana's finest have denigrated into joining people's pitney and all them kind of things. And by Guyana's finest, I'm being sarcastic because I'm not talking about Sabina. I'm talking about Rhonda, Bobb, once again. And now the past candidate for Miss Guyana has entered the scene. Yeah, she entered the threat. She entered the threat. What can I understand? So allegedly, Ariana V has joined, forces with Rhonda Bobb to basically cuss and tear down both Melly Mel and Sabina. I don't understand why. What is the history between these women, and why is it that they need to gang up in order to go for Sabina Sankar? Now, Sabina clearly is a force to be reckoned with. Why they have to come in their numbers? They can't really stand up to her one-on-one. No. And, Rhonda Bobb decided to get self-righteous with this video here.
Nobody here. You could list whom thing you want to list this on social media, and guess what? It won't bother me because it wasn't a problem in no bar that I get in that landed me in central booking. It wasn't me cursing nobody in this community that put me in central booking. It's me, my man, had a problem. All right? Like most couples. Right? That's it. Cock I ended up in central booking for. All right? That's it. Now, let me move along. Let's move along. The disrespect, your disrespect needs to stop. And I'm going to ask you guys to do something for me. Every last one of y'all that view that video need to start calling 106 precinct, 102 precinct, and report that video. Okay? The more people that video, okay? The more people that calls in is more they're going to take this case seriously. All right? Everybody needs to call into 106 precinct and report what this woman is doing to this young girl on social media. This is bullying, media. This is bullying. This is bullying. Me, you could cost me, I can come and cost you. You could cost Ariana and come and cost. You could cost my daughter. You could cost Shanice that. You could cost whoever you want for cost. But the minute you stoop to that level to cost a 14-year-old in that manner, you cussing a 14-year-old. The disrespect. You didn't think about what if they her. You didn't think about what if they her. Or you didn't think about what if they her. Or you didn't think about nothing about this child. And the fact that Melly could stream that live just show how low she is and how lower you are. That is it. Low life behavior. That's what it is. Both of y'all. We don't know Melly. Melly got no story. Look where she's story these days. Gossip and idleness. Nothing big no mean coming out from the ministry and from this and from blushing and none of them no more. None of them no more she got. And like I said, anybody that witnessed that video that think an injustice was done to that 14-year-old, call CPS. 14-year-old, call CPS. Call the precinct, okay? It's your duty when you see stuff like this happening for you to report it, okay? Report it. I did exactly that. I reported it. I'm taking a step forward tomorrow morning. I'm not going to sit back and watch no grown-ass lunatic bully a 14-year-old on social media. For what? Views? For likes? You have lost all of your marbles. You have no more dignity left in you. None whatsoever. None. You always speaking about people's children. I never even talk about this woman's daughter. Never did. And this woman cost my daughter 100 times until I come out one day and I see enough is fucking enough. You always have to say something about somebody's children. You talk so bad about Shanice that you call a girl a about Shanice that you call a girl a your rights in this country. You cuss that woman out on social media. You have no respect for nobody. And that's why people need to stop feeling sorry for you and do what they got to do. They need to stop feeling sorry for you. Call immigration, call wherever you need to call and deal with it. You hear what I'm telling you? Deal with it. I don't care anymore. Like I said, I've been sitting down and I've been doing everything through the legal process. That's what I'm doing. I ain't coming on social media wild with nobody, but today that really hurt me when I heard what she was saying about that 14-year-old child. And that's when I realized that this girl needs help. Mental help she needs. Something have to be wrong for grown-ass woman social media cussing. I started getting a car. Me Nash busy shopping coats for the winter. Just code shopping today when she was on social media cussing. I started getting a car. Me Nash busy shopping coats for the winter. Everything you do is a problem. Everything you do is a problem. She watches your entire life. Fine life. Fine. She don't know me. Mama went to lunch. It's goat curry. It's Jamaican goat curry with rice, white rice, and we call it, and plantain. We just do some nice cabbage. Alright? That's what I do. And a lovely fish in nice, we call it, coconut milk. That's it. And yes, my man gave me a new set. Alright? And he sent flowers today. You see them up there because my home is never without flowers. Alright, sweetheart? Now run with the news. Run with the news. You want something else with it? Why you don't tell me that you do want to eat my puss? And because I refuse you, I don't kiss you up good, and then I refuse you. And that's why you're vexed. You the one there with somebody with a big name, bitch, to build your name. And since you're going to get me, you decide to attack me on social media. But I don't kiss you up, bitch. I don't feel up your puss already. And when I smell the two fucking stink, that's why I didn't go ahead. Smell the two fucking stink, that's why I didn't go ahead with you. And then when you start crying and talking your life story, guess what? I wasn't interested because I don't like stress. I don't like people with baggage. And you got baggage from China, know when. Not me. Alright? Me. Alright? Why don't tell the internet that? Anybody that's running anybody after all day, a year. A year. You running after me on social media. Why? You're a bitter individual that got refused. Alright? Refused, sweetheart. Refused. Dumped. I didn't want you. I didn't. Tell them why you're running after me. Why you're so upset. Why you're so obsessed with me. Tell them. Please tell them the real reason. Tell them the real reason why you're so obsessed, sweetheart. Let them know. So since you're going to get me, you decided you want to destroy my reputation on social media. You can't do that, sweetheart. You could never do that. All you could do is cuss. That's it. That's it. Cosmos thinking. Why don't you tell them that? Tell them that.
Wait, hold up. How all of a sudden Rhonda Bobb was in a relationship? How that come into things? Boy, this woman, she will go to no lengths to let people know that Sabina is the bully. When Sabina and Melly Mel went to work, of course, because they made it clear that, listen, there is a history behind this. So before everybody come out and starts to judge Sabina, know the history first. So they reminded Rhonda Bobb exactly who cussed whose pitney first. Let's look at the evidence.
See, if that was my 14-year-old daughter that she was talking about today on social media in that manner, I wasn't going to have time to respond to you on social media, sweetheart. I was going to be at a precinct in the morning. I would have at the court. I would have dragged you. I would have dragged you up every court step possible. Because what you're doing is bullying a minor. You're cyber bullying a minor that cannot defend herself on social media. And your little fucking son is an auntie, man. You're worried the guy's a coxswain. Watch you end up your fucking son back. Alright?
Now, yes, I did speak about Sabina's daughter. And I said what anyone else would say. Your daughter is a whore. For your daughter, that I called her a whore, and she's a grown woman. She's a grown woman, so she could take that. Because we're all whores. Every woman is a whore, right? Now, I'm gonna make this life very short and very sweet. Yes, I call your daughter a whore. She's old enough. She's a grown woman. I'm pretty sure many people called her a whore. You brought me down, but now you after my child because I called your daughter a whore. If I attack your daughter, you didn't have to talk about how much big cock fit in her mouth and what size and all that nonsense. You're a disgusting human being and you're sick and fucking demented in your fucking head.
Sabina then made it a point of duty to actually record the amount of bullying that she was receiving from this gang of social media personalities. So it included some man as well. I mean, what man are doing a woman bangarang? Like, seriously, what is wrong with this dude? But anyway, he issued threats towards her as well. So she put it all together so that people could understand the history. But of course, there are always going to be fans of Rhonda Bobb and fans of, the potential Miss Guyana. Um, uh, and yeah, they're going to defend who they support, but it's important that the truth gets out there. So take a listen to the video that she put together about what she's been experiencing on social media.
Hi guys, this is Rhonda Bobb. I'm sure you all know her by now. Rhonda Bobb is speaking to the general public on and off social media to, of course, boycott the event in which I will be a part of. Immediately after Rhonda Bobb video was dropped, Cane Grove Man came out with his video with a threat to me and also to the event or any event that I will be a part of. Then he went on to make a second video to clear the air so that people can know that his threat is directly to me, Sabrina, meaning me, Bina. The third person involved is Miss Ariana V. Miss Ariana V came out with a statement, and it is what it is. The fourth person involved is Miss Mala Prashad, as it was brought to my knowledge that Miss Mala Prashad owns Angel Eyes. Everyone is free to make, their opinion. But based on her content, here is also a content to boycott the event in which, of course, I will be a part of on September 21st. As this video go on, this is Miss Ariana V continuing to do what she's doing in order to reference her statement in boycotting the event. As funny as it is, it stems from a personal place of, I don't know if it's hate, if it's jealousy, or what it is, but it's something. And something that came off to be very, very dangerous. Now, I do have people out there stalking me. I don't know what they look like, but they know what I look like. Do I always have to look over my shoulders from now on? Yes, I do. I have beef with one woman, and that beef with one woman has got me into this situation. My livelihood, my earnings, and my life is now a threat. That's as much as I can say for now.
This message is for Sabrina. Can y'all guys please share this message to her? I want to make this video a long time, but I was debating. But I have a question for you. Did I ever come on this internet and say anything about you? Because people reach out to me and tell me you was on your live talking stuff about me. It's not a problem. You have your right to do that. Everybody have the right to do what they want to do on this internet. But do you want to go down this road with Cane Grove Man? Everyone know by now, your dirty business is out there, my dirty business is out there. There's nothing more people could say about both of us that people already don't heard about it or hear about it. But I will do something different. I will embarrass you in a different way. I want you to take your phone out and I want you to type in the alphabet city in Manhattan. There is where I conduct my business. And in that little city called Alphabet City, I have a lot of friends, female friends. And what I'm going to do, this is not a threat or whatever. This is within the Constitution. These female, most of them is on welfare. They always need a little bit money. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make them embarrass you in public. Anytime I find out you going to any event, they will be there showing up And they will embarrass you in front of the whole congregation, in front of everybody. They will find words to embarrass you. And you know what? They're in the Constitution right because of freedom of speech. If you walk down on Liberty or you're doing grocery, they're going to be there embarrassing you. And make it worse, if you have a job in Manhattan and you have to ride the train, they'll be riding the train from Manhattan all the way to Queens. They will find so much words to get under your skin and embarrassing you. And there's nothing you could do about it because they are in the Constitution. And if you feel like you could straight up, it's the wrong set of people. This is ghetto girls. So I'm asking you, I don't come in your way. Please stay out my way. I don't come for female, but I will get female to deal with you.
Wow, this was really and truly getting out of hand. Um, I can't imagine how it must feel to have so many people gang up on you, Sabina, but it doesn't look nice at all. And yep, two wrongs do not make a right. Going after their kid because they go after yours, it's not right. But as Melly Mel will say in this video I'm about to play, she can understand why she decided to basically, defend herself and defend her children. Um, it's really dreadful that people have to stoop to this kind of level in cyberbullying, but it's not unfamiliar to me. Yeah, a lot of our Jamaican social media personalities, they do this kind of nonsense too. When they decide to drag you, they drag your whole family, they drag your kids, everybody. So it's not strange. Anyway, let's just listen to what Melly Mel has to say. This will be the last clip. If you have made it this far into the video, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. If you are new to my channel, do click that bell so you are notified anytime I drop a video. Big up your nice clean self. This is your girl, Head Teacher K.
Of course, I started, like most of you on the live, I started tuning into Sabina Sankar live, right? Where she's talking about Rhonda, right? I never understood the story or what was really happening or what happened behind the scene or what happened prior to Sabina, on the internet cursing her out. And so I just tuned into the live because I was happy that another Indian person from Queens was finally standing up to the bully, to the District 23 big bad bully Rhonda. Because that's what she is. She's a big bad bully. She's Queen's big bad bully. Now this lady have been, for the last couple of years, she has been bullying everybody in Queens. Right? Just in the people personal business, in the people, just bullying them, bullying the business owners in Queens, bullying regular people. She just bullying people in Queens, and nobody for the last couple of years have been saying anything to her or standing up to her. So when I tune into Sabina live and I saw Sabina was washing she down with cuss, I said, finally, somebody is answering her and somebody's replying to her. And it's a good thing because somebody needed to stand up to her. So I would share Sabina life from time to time. Mind you, I didn't know the backstory and I didn't know what happened to cause them to fall out or to cause the cussing out on social media or whatever. So I finally decided to ask, Sabina, what I finally decided to ask, what was it that caused, you to start reacting this way to Rhonda? Because we see everybody on the internet saying, oh, why is Sabina like cuss? She's a cuss board and she's cussing and she's doing this and she's doing that. Right? So I finally decided to ask. I said, why is it that you and her, why is it you're going after her like this? And so this is what happened. So there were two girls that went missing in Queens like some 25 years ago, right? They went missing. And the family had asked Rhonda, since she at one point in time was the people journalist and the voice of Queens, they asked her to plan a vigil for these girls that went missing 25 years ago. Rhonda, being as big and dumb as she is, very illiterate, don't know how to do anything other than come on the internet and open her big mouth and be loud and wrong. She didn't know how to do the plan the vigil. So she asked a friend, Vpac, who knew Sabina, because Sabina was Miss Immigration or something at the time. She was a pageant queen or something. Asked Vpac who their friends in common, to ask Sabina to help her plan this vigil. Sabina agreed to help her plan this event. Sabina said, okay. Vpac put them in contact with each other and they decided that they were going to plan this event. Of course, Rhonda don't know anything. She don't know anything about planning. She don't know nothing. The big woman just dumb. She's just stupid, right? She don't know how to do anything. So Sabina went ahead. Sabina got a flyer created. Sabina, post the flyer, because of course this is the first thing, you need a flyer to let people know that, this is happening at this location, what time you need to be there and stuff like that. Sabina went ahead and posted the flyer. The first thing is, she had an issue with Sabina posting the flyer. Oh, why didn't she wait for us to give her a flyer? So the right thing to do, you asked this girl to plan this event for you. She went ahead and started planning it. So what the right thing to do is to go and say, Sabina, oh, you know what? I have a graphic artist that I'm going to use. So when I get the flyer, I'm going to give it to you, and then maybe we can post it out together, right? Communication. So Sabina, you asked this girl to plan this thing. So this girl went ahead and started planning, thinking that you know where you're about, because you're in your rum shop from Sunday to Sunday, right? That was the first issue, but she didn't say anything. Anyway, she eventually went to Sabina. She told her, Sabina said, fine, no problem, talk about it. That come and done. The day of the event, now, this vigil for these two ladies that went missing. Of course, Sabina went out. Nothing is done at the location. Rhonda is supposed to be in charge of this vigil. Nothing is at the location. Nothing is set up. Nothing. Sabina, when she ran over to Dollar Tree now, and she started buying candles and balloons and all these things to take back across the road where this vigil is happening, where this event is happening. They have the mic, start running helter-skelter, start putting things in place, because Miss Walking Rum Shop Granny went and drank the night before, pissing drunk, right? Rum Shop Granny, pissing drunk the night before, right? She didn't do nothing for this village, so the girl had to go and take over now, running the Dollar Tree store, start buying balloons, start buying candles. While she's in the Dollar Tree store, she end up meeting up with one of the young ladies that's missed, that they're actually doing the event for her mom. And the mom was like, oh, hey, you're, because the mom, the lady realized that she's buying the same thing that she's buying, like candles and balloons and all these things that, for the vigil. So the lady was like, oh, you're the one keeping you're helping Rhonda keep. And the girl was like, yeah, it's me, I'm, Sabina, that's, helping to keep the vigil, helping Rhonda keep the vigil and stuff and so. Normal thing. Anyway, the girl go back out on the mic, the girl keep the vigil. The vigil come, people started coming, they light the candles, they did the stuff. Okay. One of the things that somebody would have said to Sabina was, please don't make, the vigil about politics and about blaming the New York Police Department, and, don't make it about politics. Let us just remember these young ladies and, just have a nice, clean vigil. Somebody went and take the mic and started making it into, trying to say that the police didn't do enough and this and this and that. Anyway, Sabina now was already warned about not making this vigil political. So she now had to go take the mic and, try to smooth things over and just not turn it back on why they're there, to remember these young ladies and hoping that, whatever is a vigil to remember these, talk about their memories, talk about the community, you know, and stuff like this, and try to swing it. Said don't look bad because she was already warned about not making it about politics. Obviously, Rhonda wouldn't know that because she wasn't planning anything. She wasn't in the planning stage. So she know nothing. She barely show up at the vigil. She show up at the vigil so pissing drunk. She couldn't even fix her tripod to go live from the event because she was pissing drunk. Right? So she couldn't fit she couldn't fit up her phone or nothing to go live from the event. She roll out of bed and just remember that she get this vigil, and she just showed up. Anyway, she got upset now. The vigil come and the vigil done. She now got upset because Sabina took her shine, right? Sabina took her shine. Mind you, she was the one who asked this young lady to help her with this event because she don't know how to plan those things, right? Now, if you don't know how to plan something, when the parents ask you about planning this vigil, why didn't you just say, well, you know, I'm not into things like this. I don't really know how to plan these things, and maybe I can be there and I can support or I can help, but maybe we can have somebody who is experienced in this thing and who knows how to do it, to plan it. No, she want credit for something that you don't know how to do, right? Now she turned around and upset with the girl, right? Because the girl planned this vigil, and apparently, like, I don't know what the mom said to Rhonda, that, oh, you know, Sabina told me that she was the one, she helped plan the vigil, or she's planning the vigil or whatever. She got upset. While they're packing up, going home, before the people could unpack up the vigil, or mind you, you just went to such an event. Somebody just, you know, these girls went missing 25 years ago. Y'all had this candlelight vigil. Y'all say all these nice things, and y'all, you know, bond and whatever. You just come from this event. This is the event that you just come. She jumped on her TikTok live, and start cussing out Sabina, right? Cussing she out nasty. Sabina went on the live, and Sabina said to her, Rhonda, if I've done anything wrong to offend you, I am sorry, right? Sabina better than me, because anybody jump on a live and cussing me without saying anything to me, I cussing your ass right back. Me ain't got no time for message you and say nothing about sorry. Sabina was the bigger person. She went on her live while she's on TikTok, cussing and going on. Rhonda, if I've done anything to offend you, I am sorry. Rhonda ignored her comment. She then went into Rhonda's inbox. She said, Rhonda, if I've done anything to offend you, I am sorry. She ignored the comment, of course, because remember, she's a bully. She's District 23 Queen's big bad bully. But she's only a bully. She no good who she's a bully to. She ain't bullying the right people. Right? The girl said, she's there. Rhonda still cussing, she ain't going on. The come and done. She ain't satisfied. Every time she go on this live now, she cussing Sabina. Every time she go on this live. For 1 month straight, she cursed this girl out. Right? She cussing everybody out in Queens. 1 month straight, she cussed this girl, she cussed this girl out. She went, she find the girl ex-husband. Mind you, Sabina is a domestic violent survivor. Right? Her story was big in Queens. She ain't no story. She was born beach down Liberty Avenue. Right? The same way Rhonda gets a green card, claiming domestic violence. Well, it's the same thing with Sabina, right? Her husband beat her down quick. She's a domestic violence survivor, right? Her husband beat her. She had 2 children. She had money. It was a whole lot happening. Rhonda
being the evil bitch she is, reach out to the girl ex-husband and, you know, started getting all, you know, started whatever the ex-husband said. Well, obviously, used to beat your wife, whatever, you know, them ex-husband, them women beat her, them narcissists. How we, you know, he get on a live, she get the ex-husband for come on the live attack and all kind of thing. Mind you, she cussing this girl about always go to your husband, beat you and kick you up and bust your head, because your husband literally at one point in time, nearly with a razor blade, slid behind your foot, all kind of thing. Cuss this girl about all of this, you know, 1 month straight, she cussing this girl. The girl finally get fed up and say, you know what? I ain't taking this no more, right? Me ain't taking this no more. So the girl started coming on social media and cussing she back, right? The girl started coming, these cuss out that you're saying is as a retaliation of what Rhonda has been doing to her. Not only Rhonda went to recruit the same one, Avina, because she used to wash Avina with cuss. Like, you see all them videos I playing back there, she cussing Ariana. There she cussing out Ariana stinking. She used to cuss Ariana. Recruiting her. Nobody, listen, nobody that used to cuss me out like that, I mean, them could be friends. Never. She went and recruit Ariana now. Ariana now jump in, start on thing. Then she get these people that she's done TikTok on, these grown ass men, right? Getting involved in women problem. All of them are bullies, right? All of them are bullies. Basically, just picking at this girl, right? You is a big bad bully, Rhonda. You got to go and get this whoever, the girl, you should go get 5, 6 people. You understand? To bully this one little coolie girl from Queens. But 5 or 6 of them on TikTok or on the internet, bullying. Right? She's the big bad bully in Queens. But here, you know, Sabina get a plaster for every soul for sure. Sabina is washing with cuss. And then the girl is caution, you know, with the truth. The girl is caution with the truth. She's stark and forget. You understand? She's stark and forget. The girl is cautious and washing with cuss with the truth. Right? She calls the girl cheering. Then she coming on this internet to tell people, oh, how could you sit down and watch? Girl, you cuss people 5-year-old cheering. You sit down on this internet and cuss people. Who the heck? I just want this woman delusional. You see when I say she's dumb and she's stupid? This is what I'm talking about. Because she's the one that started this whole story. She on this internet cussing people. Now when the girl cuss you back, right? You're unable, you know, she ain't able. When I say she ain't able with Sabina, she ain't able with Sabina. She ain't able. She ain't able with the girl. Right? She thought she ain't, and the girl alone is cuss all 5 of them. While they teaming up. You understand? She ain't able with the girl. She ain't able with the cussing. She ain't able. Now when she ain't able with the cussing, now where she hollering now? How the girl obsessed with me. No. You cussed the girl for months upon months. She wasn't answering you. For weeks you cussed her. She ain't obsessed with you. You were obsessed with her. You were upset because you was dumb and stupid. And you couldn't keep a simple vigil. You couldn't organize a simple vigil. And because she couldn't do it. That's why you upset. Recruiting everybody from TikTok for come and help you with you problems. Use the big bad bully. I mean, you're neighbor with Sabina. You're neighbor with one Sabina. You're neighbor cuss on this internet with Sabina. So let me tell you what she did now. Apart from calling CPS, she called CPS. It's between she or Ariana. They keep calling CPS, right? They call CPS on her, hoping to get her son taken away, right? I'm just showing you how evil Rhonda is, right? She's calling CPS. She called CPS on the girl, not once, not twice. And I'm sure they're going to call CPS again. Because what the officers explained to her is that as long as they keep calling CPS, it don't matter if they call 15 times, they have to show up. All right? Sabina said, no problem. Every time they call y'all show up. So she called CPS, right? One time, two time, CPS, because it's lies. She lying. So she can get CPS to take away the girl child. You know what she did? She went to the precinct, right? And lied, right? She went to the precinct and lied. She lied on court paper. Have a court date. And you see, I don't know who it is that she have around her advising her, but clearly whoever is advising her, right, wants to see her in jail or wants to see her locked up. Because you can't go and lie to say her, this is her having a protection order against Sabina. Right? This is what, because what happened is she's going to be charged with perjury. Exactly. Especially when you can't prove it and the other party can prove otherwise. Because with the amount of evidence that's stacked and piled against Rhonda, you went on this internet multiple times saying how you don't know this young lady from Norway. On video. You don't know this young lady from Norway. You don't know when she come from, where she come from. You don't know this, you don't do that. But yet still, you went to the precinct and you told the officers that you and this young lady was in a relationship, a sexual relationship. And after y'all break up, she started stalking you. She started stalking your children. She started harassing you. She mailed shit to you. Mind you, the shit thing is she and her friends set it up. Right? And it wasn't shit night, it was coffee. When you put the two videos side by side, you could see, you know why she did that? This is how, again, this is how evil she is. She did the whole shit thing because she saw Sabina was on a flyer. She was going to cook her food and sell at this event that they had coming up. She was going to sell. So she go on her live to say, oh, this Sabina mailed this shit to her. It wasn't shit, by the way. It wasn't, nobody mailed shit to her. Lies. Lies, right? She went on this live and said, oh, trying to say Sabina mailed the shit to her so that nobody would buy Sabina's food, so that nobody would want to eat from her at the event, so that the promoters for the event could kick her off the event, right? That is why she did that. So all of this she put in this protection order that she needs, right? Fair enough. Fair enough. You want a protection order against somebody that, mind you, she just left where she just left for come by a bar that's close to the girl. You know, she's the one stalking the girl. Right? She's the one doing all these things to the young lady. But she went and run and get a protection order. Because Shaman sits on the 106 precinct board. So, you know, you could pull two strings, you could pull two strings and get some stuff done. But you know what? It's going to backfire on both of them. Both of them is going to backfire. Because first of all, you lied to get that protection order. And the judge, when you go in front of the judge is going to see exactly how much of a liar you are, and I'm going to ensure that the lawyer is going to be a very good lawyer, and the lawyer is going to ask the judge to ensure, you understand, that you face the full penalty of the law, where it's perjury and everything else that comes with it. We're going to ask for. Then we're going to bring back all your old cases and how much people sue you, how much lawsuits you get, how much reports people had to make for you at the station. So the judge will see exactly who's the troublemaker. because they take certain things serious. When it comes to domestic violence, when you go and you use certain trigger words at the precinct, you automatically get that protection order. They give it to you. Right? They automatically give you that protection order when you say certain things. So what she was saying, yeah, we know it's Nashiman. So what she was saying were all the things that, you know, or they were in a relationship, harassment, how the girl just show up at your house, show up at your basement, how the girl is stalk her. Mind you, she children don't even live here. They stalk your children, there's harass your children, all these things. And how you proving that in court? When you on so many videos lying. Then when she done, when she knew that the restraining order was coming, here what she do now. She went on her live the other night and she started talking about, oh, me and she kiss up a couple of times. That is just to, like, the judge is not going to, we don't situate, but we have previous video. She go now. Remember when she go to court, come January, they're going to court. She got to prove that she and this girl was in a relationship. So this is what she do. After she's filed a restraining order, she went on her live and say, oh, me, she kissed up a few times. Because we keep wondering how all of a sudden she come up, she started talking about she and this girl kiss up and all these things. Because Sabina didn't receive the restraining orders yet. But now that we received the restraining order, we understand why she was saying what she was saying. She was trying to build your case. You mean, Rhonda, you so dumb and stupid, you trying to build your case after the fact? After you done say all those things you said months before, after you sent a restraining order, then you're trying to build her case. So now she's trying to build a case to make it seem as though she and this girl was in a relationship. Right? Because that's what she needed to get the restraining order. Right? But she ain't too smart. She ain't too smart. She's very dunce and the people around her, very dumb and stupid, just like she. Because who's her friends? Who's advising her to do these things? It's not enough that you call CPS on this girl. It's not enough that you and your friends then bullying her on the internet for months. It's now you went so far as to lie to the police. Lie to the police in order to get a restraining order. Just to prove to your TikTok followers. Mention since last week, she don't come on the internet and say, oh, I get restraining order against her. Like it's a boasting. I get a restraining order against her to show that she's powerful. I'll tell y'all something in Queens. Anytime, right, y'all that frighten Rhonda in the community in District 27, y'all don't frighten Rhonda. Right? Y'all don't frighten Rhonda. She's very obsessed with the girl and all about the girl obsessed with. She obsessed with the girl. She Candy. The girl is, she ain't able with the girl. Because as fast as she cuss the girl is cuss her back. It's cuss for cuss. You get into people that are not public figures, personal life. Like somebody just living in the community going about the business. Right? You come on this internet and try to bully them. Try to embarrass them. And at one point in time, she was talking about extortion. That's what basically she was doing to these people. These businesses. You know Indian people, how they are. Just go about the business like that in the corner. And don't like this big social media, embarrassing them on social media. So that's what she would do. They would pay her to do a story or at one point in time, some of them and all used to start paying her to post about one another. Them and somebody get story, they go to they give she a $500 or $300 to post about the person or to cuss the person on the internet. And that is what she would do. This is the low life kind of business she would do. That's the thing that she was doing. And then when she don't cuss one, the other one they want the embarrassment and the cussing no more, they would offer her $500 or $700 to don't worry, cuss she. And that's how she was making her money when she first started. Right? That's how she was making her money. And that's what she was doing. She was a little petty, low life, extorting people. Going on as though like she's this big bully and get people in Queens frightened. Y'all in Queens don't frighten Rhonda. Me can even tell you about how much bars done ban she. They don't even listen. They don't even want her in in the bars, in the clubs in Queens. You understand? She's nobody in Queens. All she gets is the little TikTok and the money we should make it. People don't want to be around her in Queens. Nobody wants to be around her. Nobody wants them in the business. Business people don't want her around. Now when you don't cuss out your whole community, right? When you don't cuss out the whole of Queens, cuss out business people, talk about who do it, who doing this, who ain't doing that, and drag them on this internet. Cause you big and bad and use the big bully. You expect these same people to want to be around you? How you could do that like what you get from doing that to your own other women? And a word me, you could come on this internet and cuss me. I don't care what you say about me. But I mean other women not like me, that's public figures and that could cuss you back and them kind of thing. Those little Indian girls and so that is be taken advantage of in the community. This is why nobody wants you around. Sabina is the right one for she. But she ain't able with Sabina. She ain't able to. She went to the court and lied. She went to the police and lied to get restraining order. She lied. Sabina just dog walk on this internet. She don't able. She don't able with Sabina. This is how she was making money. She ain't got no job. She ain't got nothing. And then talking on this internet, but oh, I win. Girl, will you win? You don't got no job. You don't got no money. You don't got no purpose. Ain't nobody like you. Like, what exactly you winning at? Where you win? Where you win other than roses on TikTok? Yeah, so I just wanted to give a background as to yeah, she cussed out Asha too when Asha was talking about her divorce. Like all these, you understand? She was just on the internet going after everybody. Just on the internet going after everybody. Everybody she was going after. Now she coming on this internet to want to be righteous. But oh, how could you do this and how could you do that? As a girl, get the fuck off the internet, yeah. You ain't in no position to advise nobody. You ain't in no position to judge nobody, to give no advice to nobody on this internet. And I came to speak on this because I see a lot of people like judging Sabina as to why she's behaved like that on the behave like that, right? And I ain't saying that she's right. But I understand. You making joke with somebody and the friends keep bullying you all the time and you're unable no more. I would be doing the same thing. Cussing you out on the internet too. Because this is the only language Rhonda understand. Them low life dirty cuss out in the gutter. This will Rhonda understand. You can't have an intellectual conversation with her. You understand? The old rum shop, she understand them gutter cuss out. And she's going to get it. And oh, another thing she did too. She thinks she's smart. Don't be surprised if she pays somebody to beat you up or do her something to say is Sabina and her crew. Because she mentioned something the other night on the internet. Oh, I think they're going to unalive me or they're going to do me like what they do Lolo. Girl, who got time for... Girl, I don't even look in your direction. I won't even spit on you. I won't even spit on you. But oh, they're going to do me like what they do Lolo. Like she's some big celeb. Girl, nobody get no time with you. Use the germs of the community. Use the community germs. Use the germs of Queens. Ain't nobody get time with you. I won't even spit on you. So what she's trying to do now, to say she's so important. But oh, we're going to try to be, don't be surprised if the crew, what she's mean like me, girl, try to unalive her or try to do her like we do it, Lola. Girl, ain't nobody got time for you. You ain't that relevant. You ain't that important. Like I said, use the germs of the community. Use the community germs. Ain't nobody like you. Ain't nobody get you. Very delusional. We want to kill like, girl, who, what? I'm listening, I'm like, what? She real delusional.